Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed Nuzlock, brought to you by Phoenix Firestar. Now, where we left off last time was we were continuing deeper into the cave of Mount Moon, where Zubats are nearly infinite. Now, from the last video, there is going to be a few things that you'll notice that are different. For instance, this Pidgey is now level 14 versus level 13, where I left off in the last video. The reasoning was because when I started this video earlier, this recording, the antivirus software I had running in the background popped up and it stopped my recording. So I reloaded the save file in order to go back to where I was, so as, not to have a split video, since I don't really have a video editor at the moment. The save spot was back from when I fought Brock. So I had to go back out and catch another Pidgey. So the nature's a little different from before. And it ended up getting a level higher. I tried to get it to be exact from where we left off. I was close, didn't quite make it though. Now I'm going to avoid that guy because he has a Magnemite, I'm pretty sure. And right now that would waste the two guys I have, especially being the dual steel type that it is. We can get even more resistant against what I do have to fight it with. It's okay, that works. Bite is a dark type move and dark is special in this one. Yeah, Flutter's doing pretty well though. It's a shame of what happened to the last recording I tried to do. We'll see how far I can get in half an hour on this. Remind me to come back later and finish that Magnemite guy off, because I'm probably going to forget about him, to be honest. I won't have anything to fight him for a little while, and by the time I do, I will be probably some distance into the game. And battling him for the grind and everything will not seem as important. So he'll end up being skipped. Maybe I'll even have a Pidgeotto by the time I get out of this cave. may have to run out of Mount Moon here in a second to go and heal up and refresh my Pokemon. Traveling through Mount Moon can be difficult, especially when you only have 1 or 2 Pokemon. Now, maybe if I was using War Turtle, as is, I can make it pretty far into the cave without having to backtrack any. Let's see. This guy says he's looking for fossils. Sometimes he does it with Brock. That was one mechanic I liked in some of the other games, that you could dig up your fossils and you could get multiple fossils, not just the one. Because that's something I kind of always wanted to do with my life when I was younger, was I wanted to be a paleontologist. And, you know, I also played around with the idea that, you know, it'd be great to be a geneticist. This was back when I was pretty young, and for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to try and build a Jurassic Park at the time, because I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Like, I know I watched the movie, it all ended terribly. All of it. But I think I wanted to have the dinosaurs mostly for study, not try and control them in a zoo-like preserve. Try and control them the way Hammond did. Which, reminds me, there was a game that I used to play that was kind of like Pokemon meets Jurassic Park. It was a, called Fossil Fighters. And I played that for a while, and that was pretty fun. There was, like, different dinosaur bones you could extract. And then, with enough fossils, you could revive a, dinosaur, and the better the quality of the fossils you dug up, the stronger the dinosaur that you could revive. And then they'd have stuff like fire elements and stuff like that, so some of them could breathe fire. It was pretty fun. Me and my cousins played it for a while. We didn't give up Pokemon now, but we did like playing Fossil Fighters, and I kind of did want to get that like Fossil Fighters that came out on the 3DS. I just, I never got around to it. I mean, they didn't either, so it wasn't that big a deal. Like, I'm a very big, couch co-op person, or, you know, I like to play games with people who are close at hand, like my cousins and everything. It kills me that a lot of games nowadays are going away from that, you know, forgetting about the 2 players and the co-ops, and it's becoming very redundant to have to buy multiple controllers now, because there's no need. Every game out there just about is all 1 player or online multiplayer only, or some of them even gotten rid of the whole storylines and single player campaigns, besides just getting rid of the couch co-op features, which I very much enjoyed. I like to be like, I used to play with my sister and my cousins, and I'd always just hand them a controller, pop in a game, and, you know, we'd play whatever. Halo, mostly Halo, but yeah. We used to play quite a few games, but that point, just now it's like, if you look at the new Star Wars Battlefront games, they're nothing like the old ones. That was one of our favorites, as we'd always play like the Galactic Conquest on Battlefront. And it would be like one of us versus the other one, where we build up our armies and go to war with each other like that and everything. And it was fun. I really miss those days. Now it's like with the new EA Star Wars Battlefront. Like, the second one had added in the storyline, and it was interesting to say the least, and I enjoyed some of the characterization in it. But like the first one that came out, I paid like $70 for the deluxe edition. Pre-ordered it. And I felt like I got ripped off because I just spent $70 on multiplayer maps. Something I used to spend $20 for DLC to play stuff like Horde mode, to get more maps for Horde mode, or, you know, for more maps to battle my cousins on in the same room, on the same console, with a 4-way split screen, on a much smaller TV than we have now. And we were fine with that. But now, if I want to play with my cousins, it's like, I have to have an Xbox Gold membership. They have to have an Xbox Gold membership. I need the game, they need the game. I need my console, they need their console. And even then, like, you have to have the gold, which is like $60 for a year. And then you have to have a good enough internet connection. I remember I used to be able to just make a just like open up a Wi-Fi box or something. Didn't need internet, just had to have a connecting signal that I could link consoles together to play games with other people if our numbers got that high. LAN, that's it, local area networks. We used to LAN stuff. That's probably the biggest thing I'm gonna miss with, like, the new Monster Hunter. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the new Monster Hunter World game that came out. But that's one thing I miss, because it's like, I could have my 3DS, my cousins could have their 3DSs, we could sit down and all play Monster Hunter together. Now it's like, one of my cousins is always left out, because their family has one Xbox, I got one Xbox, I have a little TV, a big TV, and then they have a couple TVs. But, one of them's always left out because they only have one Xbox, one copy of the game, but they both play it on the same console on their own profile, so we all can't play together anymore. I mean, and you know, that's all Monster Hunter was, you know, hunting with your friends. So whenever I go over to my cousins to play Monster Hunter with them, one of them's always sending out. And you know, I hate to leave them out. And I might as well tell the story why I'm in Mount Moon, because it's a pretty funny story, though. It's about a shiny Pokemon. Shiny encounters. I had once, at a time, believed that you could find shinies in a Pokemon game, but there was some kind of script in the game that only allowed you to find one per playthrough. I don't know what got it into my head. Maybe it was just the ridiculous odds that made me believe you could only get one per playthrough. But, I remember I had saved in Mount Moon, and it was like a weekend because I wasn't at school, so I had the whole day off. I played from Mount Moon all the way up to one of the 70 islands. I think it's the first island with the volcano. Anyway, I got all the way up to Mount Mortar there. I think it's Mount Mortar. I could be wrong. It's been a little bit. No, I don't remember. But, I remember getting all the way over there, finding a shiny Magmar. Getting it weak, tossing some balls, getting down to my last Pokeball. And it still got a little over half health. I was like, my attack did not get it below half health. So one more attack should be fine. My Pokemon crit and KO'd that Magmar. And in my shock and worry that I could not catch another one in that playthrough, I shut my game off, switched it back on, and just like that, I was back in Mount Moon. And it killed me. All because I was afraid I broke some unwritten rule. That said, I could only catch one shiny per playthrough. This is nice. Now I have Pidgeotto on my team. Flutter should be able to take care of itself pretty well now. Now, see, that's one thing I like, is it gives you exactly 4 Moonstones in these Pokemon games. And there are exactly 4 Pokemon that evolve with the Moonstone. 2 of them I don't really care about. The other 2, Nidoqueen and Nidoking. Now, the odd thing is, like, I know they're the same Pokemon by almost all technicalities. I've just always liked Nidoking better. But I do apologize about that long tirade I went on about couch co-op games. It's just, that was my thing. That's what me and my sister used to do all the time. Now we can't really game together the way we used to. And it's caused an audible, or like a visible difference in our relationship. We don't hang out like we used to. Occasionally we still get together and, like, we'll watch a movie or something. But like without those couch co-op games, we just don't spend as much time with each other anymore. Like, I have been able to pull her aside on occasion, and we'll sit down and we will replay the Halo games, the remastered ones, you know, the Master Chief Collection. Talk about the good old days when we thought Halo 1 Combat Evolved were the most realistic looking graphics we had ever seen. That was the apex of gaming. Not anymore. Sadly, though, it seems like a lot of things are grooming themselves to disappoint nowadays. Like, I know a lot of people might disagree with this, but to me, I feel like the DC like live action movies are not as good as they could be. Like the television series, great. I love them. Arrow, Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, love all of them. It's just when it comes to their live action movies, they've fallen terribly short of the mark, I feel like. To me, that Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice movie, the worst movie I have ever seen. It wasn't good to me. Like, they had Lex Luthor in it, which would have been great, but they had him acting like he was the Riddler. Like he was another DC comic villain, not Lex Luthor. He was someone else pretending to be Lex Luthor. And they just started into the whole Batman and Superman fighting each other with no real build-up to it. Well, maybe if they could keep a Batman for more than 3 movies, that might help. But, I mean, they introduced the characters to each other in this movie, and they just start fighting each other. What gets them to stop? Their mother's names sound the same. Now, the only redeeming part of that movie I saw was the potential for a Flashpoint movie. Which, the best thing about that, it could be as if that movie never happened. But, I mean, DC can't fix all its cinematic problems with, oh, well, we changed the timeline. Because Flash has tried to repair that timeline several times, never with good results. Like, and my cousin once tried to tell me, well, it's a good movie if you don't look at it like it's a DC movie. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It's got like 7 or 8 plot lines. I counted them. And pretty much none of them get resolved except maybe 1 or 2. And then they threw in Doomsday way too early into a Justice League movie. You know, from Batman vs. Superman with Lex Luthor in it to the Trinity forms to fight Doomsday. And I was sitting there going, well, that escalated quickly. And to be honest, about 10 minutes into the movie to half an hour, somewhere between that time frame, I was checking my phone and asking myself, is this movie over yet? It is the one movie I've ever felt like standing up in the theater and walking out. The only thing that kept me from doing that was, I paid good money for this ticket and I am going to sit through this, no matter how much it might kill me on the inside. And to make it worse, that movie came back for me. I thought I had seen the last of it. And when it came out on Blu-ray and DVD, I was sitting there playing a game with talking to my sister. My mom comes in and hands me a Blu-ray copy of the movie. The extra director's cut to this movie. And I'm like, thank you? She's like, I really want to watch this. It has Wonder Woman in it. I'm like, no. No, you don't. She's like, yes I do. I'm like, no, Mom, trust me. You don't want to watch this movie. I even tried to use the Jedi mind trick. I was like, this is not the movie you want to watch. This is not the Wonder Woman you're looking for. But, sadly, my, words of warning did not go heeded. So about 15 minutes to half an hour into the movie, my mom starts checking her phone going, is this over yet? No. Can we stop? No. Why not? You're making me watch it. You're gonna have to sit through the whole darn thing. Why? Because I had to. And you brought this back into my life. Oh, great. Poison. The bane of Nuzlocks. Back when it made you faint outside of combat. So yeah, sometimes I guess I have my cruel side, but she started it. She made me watch it again. Well, I will admit, the Wonder Woman movie was good. Just the rest of the DC Universe movies, they're making me nervous. I'm very reluctant to go and see these movies at times. Like, and I love the animated movies. I buy the animated ones regularly. Like Batman and Harley Quinn. Loved it. The right amount of goofy and seriousness that is needed in a Batman and Harley Quinn movie. And they use the old Harley Quinn design and the old personality for Harley Quinn, the good one. Not like this punk rock Harley Quinn. Punk rock cheerleader Harley Quinn. Okay. Which fossil am I going to get? I guess I'll flip a coin. Heads, I'll take the left. Tails, I'll take the right. Heads, I take the left. Dome fossil, that's the one I actually prefer. So I do like Kabutops. Though my favorite fossil Pokemon from this one was Aerodactyl. I actually really liked Aerodactyl. Anyway, I don't mean to keep talking about this Dawn of Justice movie. But, I mean, needless to say, I did not like it. And for me, currently holds a spot for worst movie ever. Now, will it lose to another movie? Possibly. Yay, antidote. I can save Pidgey from dying. Alright, it looks like that is the 30 minutes. I'll go ahead and head over to Cerulean City real quick. Heal up, and that's where I will end the episode. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in, listening to me rant a little bit about Couch Co-op and the Dawn of Justice movie. This Let's Play turned very much into a review session. But, yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is Phoenix Firestar, and I am signing out.